Zach Lavine and Bradley Beal. Zach Lavine plays for the Chicago Bulls. Your Bulls are a bad team. We know that. Bradley Beal plays for the Washington Wizards. And both of them are playing really well right now. Zach Lavine's averaging 27.7 points per game, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. And Bradley Beal's averaging 34.9 points per game, so 35 a game, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Do you think that these two guys' talents are being wasted on bad teams? I'll start with you, Riv.
Of course you would. I want to start off with Zach Lavine. First of all, stop saying we're a bad team because we're not a bad team.
You're the 12th seed.
That doesn't mean we're a bad team because you like to say in football you can be competitive and not be a bad team. We've been competitive against championship caliber teams. Example, the Clippers and the Lakers. Like, we went toe-to-toe with two of the best teams in the West. We're not a bad team. We just have some holes we need to fill. Now, do I think we're wasting Zach's time? Yes, I do, because I think this is a process that's going to take a couple years. And with Zach being 26, he's reaching that upper echelon in his game. He's starting to realize, like, yo, he can be the third best player on the championship team. I think we should definitely use this time right now to trade him for some assets, because I think we do waste time, because I don't think his time right now should be fitted on a competitive but not a playoff team yet. I think we should definitely move on from him and trade him to a different team, a team that's good, a playoff team that can get him some shine, because he definitely does deserve the recognition he needs to get. And I know in Chicago, since we're not winning a lot, he doesn't get the love that he gets. But he put up a 40 ball and then a 30 ball against the Clippers and the Lakers in back-to-back nights. Mm-hmm. And people didn't talk about it too much because we lost. And then we lost in nail-biters. But he put up he went toe-to-toe with Kawhi and outperformed him in all parts of the game. So I just feel like with us not winning, he's not going to get the recognition. With Bradley Beal, he knew they weren't going to be good. I feel like when he signed that extension, he knew what he was getting himself into. And I feel like he decided that he wanted to be along for the process. And with this team, I can't say we would, because we all thought they would be a playoff team. We all thought the Washington Wizards were going to be a playoff team. We knew they were going to play D, but we thought at least offensively they were going to outscore a lot of the teams. And we didn't think Westbrook offensively would be this bad. So I think I think at this moment he is wasting his time and his talents, but at the same time they can still turn it around. It's still early to say. But for Zach, it's time to go.
Wait, whoa.
I disagree.
So Bradley Beal, they can turn it around, but Zach Lavine, it's time to go?
No, I think Zach has been putting up 25 for 3 straight years.
This is what I think about this. Last 3 games, Zach Lavine has scored 45, 38, 32. They've lost all 3. For me, I have more faith in Chicago because Billy Donovan's a first-year head coach. You guys have a bunch of young talent on that team. I think you guys are Jalen Suggs away from being a really competitive team that can ultimately take that leap. I think the Wizards are done. What do they have to look forward to at this point? You don't have any young players that are going to be really good. Thomas Bryant is a modern stretch big, but he's out for the year, right?
He got hurt. He's done.
He's out for the year. You only have Denny Advia and then Rui, and they're both bad defenders. Like, for me, Bradley Beal, the best thing for the Washington Wizards to do is to trade Bradley Beal. You got Westbrook, but we're seeing it right now. And when we watch players play for so long, things like this catch us off guard. But it's time to say it. Russell Westbrook is done. He's old. He's losing his athleticism. And this is what Westbrook looks without having his peak athleticism. This is what he looks like. He looks like a guy who settles for a lot of mid-range jumpers because he can't consistently blow by defenders and he misses a lot of shots. This is who Westbrook is. And we're seeing the demise of Russell Westbrook right in front of our eyes. He just got injured, a quadricep injury. He's going to be out for a while. We are seeing the demise of Westbrook. I believe in Zach Lavine and the Bulls moving forward, but just listen to this. Last 5 games, Bradley Beal has had 34, 41, 60, 27, and 31. Through the first 10 games of the season, only Jordan and Harden have scored more points than him. Bradley Beal has scored 349 points through the first 10 games. Bradley Beal is 1-11 when scoring 40-plus points since the start of last season. Wizards are 3-8 right now, the 13th seed. And right now, Zach Lavine and Bradley Beal remind me of Kevin Martin on the Kings, and Devin Booker a few years ago
Kevin
on the
Martin?
Suns. Kevin
Are
Martin.
you trying to say Zach Lavine is Kevin Martin?
Kevin Martin was a really good player.
I think
he was averaging like 24 points per game. But I'm saying that
I think the other way around. I think that Bradley Beal is more in a Kevin Martin position where he's kind of having his career wasted here. Zach Lavine, I would say, is like Devin Booker in the sense that
he's never made it.
He's still young on a team that kind of is teetering back and forth. But look at what the Suns have done. The Suns finally got a good formation around him, and they're one of the best teams in the Western Conference. So,
but I think
I'm with you.
I think looking at it, like with our team, we have too many what ifs at every position. Like, what is Wendell Carter gonna be? What is Laurie gonna be? What is Kobe
Kobe's
White?
A scorer.
Yeah, is he a lead guard? Is he a Lou Will? What is he? Is he a starting guard in the A? Like we don't know.
The good thing is there's a bunch of point guards available in this year's draft, and I think you guys are going to have a high pick.
But are we going to be that bad, or like what are we going to be? Because we're 4-7 right now.
It's a deep draft, so even if you don't have a top 3 pick, I still think you could do really well. But when you look at it, Zach Lavine and Bradley Beal, the age gap is only 2 years. But Zach Lavine, I feel like, lines up more with the Bulls' plans moving forward than Bradley Beal does with the Wizards. You look at the Bulls roster, obviously, Joel mentioned Billy Donovan's come in. I think he's done a really good job, although the record doesn't say it. I like the development of this Bulls team, and I think they've played well despite their record not being great. And then you look at the roster. Wendell Carter, 21. Devon Dotson, 21. Daniel Gafford, 22. Lavine's 25. Lauri Markkanen's 23. Adam Mokoko's 22.
Who the hell is
Kobe
that?
White is 20. Patrick
Don't
Williams
ask me
is
questions,
19. So they have a bunch of young guys that they're looking to develop here. Zach Lavine is under contract. He's got time for the Bulls to figure it out, and I don't think they're as far away as people think they are.
But then that leads me to my question: how much do we pay Zach?
How many years does he have in his contract?
I'll tell you right now.
Because I'm pretty sure they just extended him.
I think he's on a 1 year with a player option.
I could be wrong.
You might be wrong,
but
it's possible that you're wrong.
I'll say about Bradley Beal, I was hoping that Russell Westbrook will go to DC and be able to revitalize himself. They just extended him.
He has one more year left. He has 1 more year left. Next year, 2020 and 2022, and then he's a free agent in 2022. So he'll be 27.
I could see them paying him, and he can be one of the top 2 guys in their, they got a lot of money this upcoming offseason, if I'm not mistaken. So if they could find a way to bring him back and get another big-time star, I don't know who that is, but if they could figure out a way to do that, surrounded by this young talent, I don't think they're in that bad of shape. But then you look at the Wizards. Not only is Bradley Beal 2 years older, which it's not that much, but come NBA lifespan, 2 years is a big portion of your career, especially in the middle of your prime. He's 27 years old. He's only getting older, and the Wizards are not getting any better. They're still going to have Russell Westbrook's big old contract on the books. They're not going to be able to get that off. Look at the only way the Rockets were able to get that contract off the books was trading it for an equally bad contract. So that's not going anywhere. And what young talent do they really have? They have Denny and they have Rui Hachimura, but are either of those guys really going to develop into a star-level player?
I think the hope is with Denny, but I don't
know.
I think that's.
But how long is that? That's at least going to be 3 years for him to develop into an all-star.
That's better to bank on because we then waiting on Wendell Carter and Lauri Markkanen because Lauri's 23. We know what he's going to be at this point. I think
I disagree. I disagree because they were playing with Jim Boylan.
We know. I think Lauri's a stretch big.
That's stretch big at most. He can't play defense.
But I don't think he's ever reached his potential because he was playing under Jim Boylan.
He's always hurt too.
That's a fair point.
He's always, him and Wendell are like always hurt.
I think Billy Donovan is going to do a good job milking talent out of these guys.
I think the coach is what's helping us.
Yeah,
like our coach is what's.
That's why I feel better about the Bulls and their young talent than what the Wizards have going on because I named all those pieces. There's about 4 or 5 of them that I'm, at least 3 of them that I'm really excited about to see what they could grow into. The Wizards, I'm really excited to see what Denny can become. Rui, I'm excited for, but I don't think he's going to ever become like a perennial all-star talent. And even if he does, those 2 guys are still at least 3 to 4 years away from becoming that. Bradley Beal will be 31, exiting his prime, and it'll all have been wasted. So I could really see Bradley Beal getting moved.
Boom. Where do you think Bradley Beal would fit?
The Warriors.
Oh wow, that's a
trade Wiggins. Get that contract off.
But then
they will not accept it.
I don't know what else they have to give. Maybe some picks. It would be tough to complete it, but
that means they would have to give up on those picks.
It's tough for that contract.
I would like to see Bradley Beal go to Miami.
Miami?
Yeah.
Would they make them significantly better?
Yes, I think Bradley Beal's a superstar.
Who are they giving up?
I really do think so.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Who are they giving up?
Well, Tyler Hero's going to be the deal. He's going to be in the deal for any star player.
Yeah.
Outside of Oladipo, because Oladipo was whatever. He's mid. But you look at Bradley Beal, I think Tyler Hero, Kendrick Nunn would be in that deal.
I think they should try to keep
Precious
Duncan.
could be on that too.
Can they match the cap?
They wouldn't.
Or do they have empty cap?
They don't have empty cap.
I'm not even sure about that.
So that would be an interesting deal to look at. Bam is off the table. They're not. Bam is.
They have
close to
still on the
untouchable.
team. Leonard's still on the team. You could throw
Iggy,
those two in.
Mo Harkless,
Iggy, you could throw and then you could throw in Tyler Hero.
Iggy will not go there.
It's not. He blows mine. What do you like?
Yeah, Iggy's gonna sit out. He's not gonna play for a team that doesn't have a chance.
Well, I don't think Miami would care if he sit out. I think just get him off the books.
Yeah, that's a DC problem if they want, or a Washington Wizards problem.
Bradley Beal to Miami, I could see it.
But I do think he's going to end up getting traded. I don't think he stays in Washington.
What's he on? $40 million? He gets paid $40 million?
Close to. I think he got that max.
They would have to throw Wiggins and like somebody else and like older picks.
But the problem is it would probably have to be something centered around Wiseman, and I don't know if they want to do that. Unless they see like that's another wave effect, a domino effect of the James Harden deal. Now the Warriors are looking at that. Even when we get Klay Thompson back next year, how are they going to compete? I think you could put a lineup out with Steph Curry, Bradley Beal, and Klay Thompson, maybe at the 3.
How would they do that though? Like, who would they trade?
Wiggins has
James
to be
Wiseman,
Wiggins and somebody else.
And
Wiggins is due for $35 million.
I don't know what their contract situation. Maybe I don't think they would get rid of Draymond, but maybe Wiseman, Wiggins, and another contract.
I don't think
some
the
picks
Wizards take Draymond.
Wiggins and Oubre and all their picks.
Nah, I don't think the Wizards would do that.
They don't get Oubre. They already had Oubre.
Well, they have the Tim's pick. They have their pick.
I don't think they could get it done without giving up Wiseman, but I think they would be willing to give up Wiseman because I think getting Bradley Beal would maximize the Steph Curry window, Steph and Klay window more than James Wiseman would.
I can see it.
Like that would.
They also got a top pick from Minnesota this season. If it doesn't fall top 3, so
that's a good point.
They can. Their team's going to be really good.
They could figure something out.
Yeah. So I think that would be an interesting place to look. I don't know who else would have the money to make it happen, but I think he will be traded at some point. Maybe not this year, maybe this offseason, maybe next year. I don't think he retires in Washington. I think he gets traded in his, now. I don't think he's going to leave towards the tail end of his career. I think he leaves now.